Hello my crafty friends, it's Christy here from Second Chance Creation. Welcome to my channel. I hope you're all well, I hope you're all happily crafting, and I really hope you're all safe, which I think is more important. Alrighty, I'd like to share with you another journal. This is a custom order and you're going to have a bit of a giggle as we go along. First of all, I'd like to mention I use some handmade paper. No, it's not my handmade paper. I have a friend who's a paper artist and she holds exhibitions and sells really big framed artwork in various art stores. And she's been doing it nearly all her life, so she's got those really big mixing drums that stir it all up and mush it all up, and then she's got all the various screens and stuff. So, and she uses various yarns to make pictures. And this was meant to be like an ocean theme, and it didn't work out for her, so she gave me her scraps. And I think the last time she made some green paper, that's the only piece I have left, and the time before, and this time she made some blue paper. And I've had this for a while. It was, you know, this is only half left, that was that length again, and I've been using it in my projects, only little bits and pieces. But this piece here was white like this, so I decided, and it had a lot of the yarn on the outside, so I've used it in this journal. Now, I also covered it with this tapestry fabric cloth. You know, you do your cross stitch on, I suppose, or any sort of embroidery. I don't know the technical name of it. Most of you probably do. And I use the cover is a hard cover. It's a packaging box, it was a cereal box, and then I glued this and stitched this on top, and then I covered it with fabric. So here it is. I used the pink fabric, and it's like that was a doona cover. And then I still have some of this pretty fabric, which is like a blue, pink, and very bits of lavender mauvey colour in it, which was, thank you to Miller's, was a Miller's top, and this was a tablecloth, okay? And it's a cat journal, okay? The lady saw my Shabby Luscious pink tab bound journal, and has asked if I do custom orders, and I said yes I do, and she was after a cat journal. Well, you could have blown me over with a feather. The story is, I've made up a big paper pack for cats. I think it had material in it, but it had beautiful cards, it had lots of cats items in it, and I sold in my Etsy store, because knowing that full well that I would never use it. Had to make a cat journal, so I panicked, of course. So what I did was I hunted, went through all my magazine and through all my books, and I remembered that someone gifted me some pieces of paper from my DigiKit with cats on it, but I'm not a cat lover, but it was in a batch of Big Happy Mail. And I put it all in a plastic sleeve and put it away. And when I made up the cat bundle, the paper pack that I put in my Etsy store, I couldn't find it, okay? Just as well, because I was able to use it in this journal. There's a few things in here that I found that I put in it as well, but the most of it I was able to make a journal out of, so whew, that was close. So lots of layering again. You know, pretty laces, dainty. The request was to put blues and pinks and a bit of light purple in there and that. So I hope she likes it. I did take a photo of the cover and she was thrilled, so which is a good sign. This is a piece of doily as well. It's all stitched. I did some machine stitching, left some threads, Love this. This was gifted to me. I'm actually making some, or learning to make them. They look very easy, but to get them all sort of nice is a challenge for me. So yes, very nice, pretty doilies here. And I printed this out, this spool, and then I've glued it onto some cardstock to make it look thicker. And then the cotton, that's the thread that came from here, I actually then wound around it. Okay, so this cat's obviously been in the sewing box, and that's the whole theme of this journal, Naughty Cat. And then I just did I wanted a bit of thread with bling, because it's got this little bling. This was all part of this kit that I found with that pink doily. Yes, and I just popped that on there, and this little applique, blue and pink and yellows there, and this is off a doily as well. And the tie I've actually attached underneath, and it's just a very pale light cotton, okay, tie. All right, let's see what we can find here. Very bright, very colourful, nothing dark and nothing too grungy. It's more shabby. This was an apron, and they started making the apron. I found this as an op shop, and they basted the pocket on. So I've left the basting stitch because it's original, and I just sewed the actual pocket on, and then just stitched it onto the inside cover before I attached it to the cardboard. So the pocket holds the bookmaker's note, and then I've made this little cute little tag, and this is from my stash, okay, and journal on this, and this was part of the Happy Mail, and I've just popped that on front of this little pocket. Here we have remnants of a dress, nice piece of applique type thing here. Use the vellum paper for the beginning of each signature. It has 2 signatures. This was on a page. All this here is part of what I found. So please believe me, I did not print this out because some of it is a bit faded. I just tore it up to make it fit on this first page, and just used a bit of fabric in between, sandwiched it in between. This was part of the Happy Mail. Made a little paper ruffle. It's the same fabric that's on the cover. A flip. So obviously this was a sewing theme, and look, they got their milk, and there they are lapping it up from their cups. So cute. And it didn't have a name of the kit either, because it was all pages and pieces cut up and stuff, and yeah, I've had this for about 3 years, and of course, I couldn't find it to put in my cat pack for Etsy store just as well, because I was able to utilise it. Paper doily, some lined paper, and I've kept it in flip, and this is part of it as well. Here I've just used some bunched up embroidery froth and made a bow out of it. Here I've made a flip, used a little dangle. Okay, looks a bit like a cat's tail, doesn't it? Centre of this signature I've made a pocket, pretty little doily here, and this, of course, thank you Christina from Christina's Shack, I've included in this journal because it looks really nice and shabby and soft and colourful. And I've made a lovely big tag out of one of the pages, okay, just like that. And then on the back you have an index card, coffee dyed, and again one of the pages are just cut out because it's lined. You can journal on that. This is the doily edging. Here's another piece, okay. A flip, paper doily. These pages that are pink, I coloured them with food colouring. This is from my stash, cat on a piece of cloth. Here we have a envelope. I attached it with a pink paper clip. I've made a little envelope from the vellum paper I used for the signatures. It's got a little secret little journaling spot there. And just tuck it in there. In the envelope itself, I've just popped on some trim. It's a little cluster. This was Happy Mail from someone. Thank you. And in here, now this envelope I had in my stash, and to me it just looked like a plain white envelope until I opened it up. And what's it got on it? A cat. I mean, how lucky was I? And this was part of it as well, that I was in the Happy Mail, so I was able to just pop that in there. It was just all a fluke. I just couldn't believe it. And then it just goes back on here like this. Okay. Now, these are my coffee dyed papers, and I tried a bit of stenciling because I had some die cuts of cats, and then I've just popped one on there. Here you've got a cutlery bag, or was a cutlery bag. I've made this tag. I come across this out of a children's book. They're all having a feast, obviously from a fish. Poor dog's watching on, he's not invited. And I folded it over to make another pocket. A bit of cardstock that I've had, and that's just out of a children's book, and I've popped on a bit of trim, bit of it's a tablecloth. Second signature, baking paper, book page decoupage with a bit of lace, and holds a spool just there, and another piece, the Happy Mail. I've made a big tag out of it. This is one of my stickers out of my book, my original stickers. They're over 50 years old. I thought I had more cats, but that was the only one I had. It's dogs that I've got. And so I thought might as well pop it on there. It's going to a good home. And just made it a flip. Another piece of the Happy Mail, and this as well. And I've just made a little journaling card just there. And this is a flip. It's the same. So it's a wedding. Unbelievable. Here I've made a flip. Used a bit of it was a table runner edging, okay, and that's a flip. And then I used a greeting card and just popped that on there to make it a journaling spot. Little pocket because the paper was too long, and I just flipped it over. This was part of the Happy Mail that whole scene, and I coffee dyed some drawing paper. You know, the colouring pages that you can buy with all these, the book with all the different designs on it. And I coffee dyed a lot of pages, and this one was a circle, and I thought, oh, I could pop her on there, and that's something different. And these are out of some children's storybooks that I had. Sniffing around the cupboard. This made a cup of tea for its master. Pop that in there. Same here, same storybook, but look, helping with the sewing. Obviously cutting, measuring something. It's a cat there. How appropriate. There's another piece there. Here, the centre of this signature is a diary from a diary, and it has Alison's birthday on it. Maybe they were looking for some kittens for her, and I found this in one of my really old magazines, and it's really aged, naturally aged. So yeah, so I thought how appropriate was that, end with that. On here I've put in some pockets that I've had for a long time, and I find I'm using them. And I've actually, these are the cat dies, and I just inked them and just popped them on here, and then made this little booklet up, okay, with a little cat scene. And then on the other side has the same but white cats, and it has a tag, okay, and that's part of it as well, the Happy Mail. So I hope you believe me, because I didn't print this out. And this is out of my stash. This again from the Happy Mail, and I've made that, it's come as a page, and I've popped in some pink paper, and I had half a doily left, very pretty, and I used it on there to make a flip. And look at that, another cat. This one's from a storybook. Perfect, absolute perfect. Just love this, love the scene of this. And when they're kittens, I love them when they're kittens, but when they grow up, I should tell you the story about why I don't like cats. On the back I've actually attached an envelope, and you can take this off if it gets in the way. Okay, take it, and here's one of the cats here. And what I've done is I've actually put all the dies that I had, the cutouts, in here, the cats. So feel free to put them wherever you like in this journal. Okay, so I have a safe place in there now. Maybe at the end of the video, I'll tell you the story about why I'm not that keen on cats. Okay, most of you probably know it. Okay, this is a flip down for a change. Bit more of the ruffle, fabric ruffle. Oops, and I forgot to tie this up. This is a pretty little heart that's shaped, cut out so that it comes back like that. So you might want to put in the birthday of your cat, or just a special moment. See if I can tie this out without going all fingers. Oh. I used to have to buy I used to have to tie bows by the hundreds many years ago. Bows, not toes. Ha ha ha. Okay, more of the cat here, more of the Happy Mail, and I've just popped that applique on there. Getting to the end. These are the colouring pages I was talking about, and one of them had the circle, so I used that. And that's just a flip, and that's the milk. That was part of the Happy Mail. And then on the back, as you can see, I've left this. It just looks so nice. I had this last picture there, and I've popped it on here. And I found this card with a kitten and a dog. But the dog looks cute. And inside, I've just sewed up some more of my scrappy papers that I had left that were pink. Just pop that on there like that, and that's the end. Oh, the seal. I better put that back on there. Where was that? Find it now. Where was it? Come on, where was it? Oh, I'll have to find it. Have to find it. Can't remember now. Going blank here. Was it here? Oh, help me, help me, help me. Oh dear. Oh, I can't remember. I'll have to find it. Okay. Story about the cats, why I'm not that keen on cats. When I was in my late teens, I worked at a horse stud because I was a strapper, learning to be a strapper and a rider and that. And they used to have albino cats. And I used to travel to the stud in a school bus. I think I was 15 at the time, that's right. And I left school early. And so I walked from the bus stop to the main house, which was a very long driveway, and then from the main house, once I've left put my bag away, and then from the main house to the stables and the feeding sheds and the tack sheds was about 300 metres, and you had to pass paddocks, lucerne hay, that were about 2.5–3 foot long, and the stud had albino cats to catch the rats and the mice. And guess who used to come and greet me? By the packs. Yes, about 3, 4, 5, 6 of them would come running. They would come and grab my legs. I wore jeans, and then I learned to wear knee-high gum boots, and they would claw themselves to my legs. They were playing, you know, but it just totally freaked me out. And that used to happen nearly every second, third day till the owner sort of made sure that they weren't around when I used to come to work. So yes, you never saw them during the day. Only in the mornings when I used to get there about 7:30 and had to walk that long stretch. So from that day onwards, the cats just no. Kittens, yes, but cats no. So yes, so that's why I'm not a real lover of cats. And yet, you know, some of my friends have got cats, which is fine, you know. So, but yes. Anyway, so this is a cat journal. So I hope the lady likes it. I think she will. She was already thrilled at the cover of it. And I'll probably post it off this week, so she'll have it in her own hot little hand. So I just thought I'd share that with you, and I've got to find where I've got that from. And my next project, which will be a while before I put another video on, before I put another journal on, because I'm going to try a little bit something different. I watched Kerry Fellows YouTube channel here, and where she joined random bits of paper, book pages, and then tore that in half or cut it in half, and then positioned them sort of offside, and then tore them, cut them in half again. So my big piece of sheet ended up getting smaller and smaller, which is the way to do it, because I wanted small pieces. And then I just went with a tea bag over it, and that's it. It's coming undone here and that, but that doesn't matter because I'm not finished. And this is going to be like a mixed media thing. It'd be like a will be a masterboard, because I'm going to be using cloth and burlap, and I'm going to use cinnamon to make it look rusty. That was one of who did I see that Bohemian Crafter, I think it was. Bohemian Crafter. Anyway, I'll find out, and because I want to do some more, and I'll show you the process of that. Yes, so that's my next project. It's going to be a cover, and it's going to be very, very grungy, because I really did something really, really dark. This is really dark. Okay, coffee dyed this tablecloth. It was torn, but I just love the edges of it. So I'm going to utilize some of that. So yes, so stay tuned for that one. That'll be a while, because I've got a lot of work happening here, and it's mainly here in the garden. Spring is coming, so yes, not much time for crafting except at night time. All right, folks, I better go, and I hope you like the walkthrough of this, and let me know your thoughts. And until next time, you know what you've got to do. I know what I've got to do. Until then, bye for now.